I felt an overwhelming need to address I apologize for that in the background, the death of Philando Castile, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, over in Minnesota, who was pulled over by a cop for a broken rear light and was reaching for his ID, informed the officer that he was armed and was shot 4 times. All of this being followed by a recording taken by his female partner, I guess you're gonna call her that. I really don't. I'm just. I'm sorry. I'm so deep in thought about the interview that his mother did today, alongside his uncle. And I'm going to address that first of all. When she speaks about him, and this is already after he's been confirmed dead, she keeps saying, he's this way, he's that way, he's this. And it struck me, I guess, so powerfully only because it feels as if she's either, I don't know if that's the way she speaks, her vernacular, but, and I would prefer it to be that if that were the case, but it seems to me that she's having such a hard time accepting the death of her son that she wants to act as if he's still here or speak about him in present tense to make it appear that he's still alive. At least to her anyway. I mean, she acknowledges he's dead, but it's as though she can't accept that he's gone. And that's really just the part that scares me, because I cannot imagine losing. I mean, you know, people talk about loved ones, but this is her son. This is someone that came out of her. She knew this person, her son, from the first day of his life all the way to the end. And to just lose him overnight over something so ridiculous as reaching in his pocket, it's absolutely chilling to me. And I really hope she was just speaking the way she usually speaks, because it says a lot more about how damaging this stuff can be to people when you put it in that context that I think it might be in. That they'll still they'll try to feel as if the person's still here because it happened so recently. There's not enough that can be said about these constant, consistent murders that hasn't been said already. It's tragic. It's saddening. We feel bad for the loved ones. Just the usual. But there's a certain difference between this and the others. We've seen people be stopped in cars before. Sandra Bland, which is going on. That was almost a year ago. Yeah, it was the 10th of July of last year, and this is the 7th. So I'll probably make a video just talking about that when the anniversary comes. But again, we've seen these similarities, and what's different about this from all the other ones is that you had someone who was armed, as was the case arguably with Tuesday's shooting, the one right before in Louisiana. But again, you still don't have anything to go off of in shooting him. I don't care what he was reaching in his pocket for. The guy was complying. He said, I have this on me. I'm going to give you this. And he fired all of these bullets into him. Someone explain to me how that makes any sense. And it's just the idea that he had that 4-year-old little girl in that car with him. I mean, I can't even imagine seeing somebody, I'm 18, I can't imagine seeing somebody killed in front of me now. And she had to see that. All of these shots being fired, that's just adds to the horrificness of this story. And I keep I'm losing my faith in, not law enforcement in general, but just what can be done to prevent these types of events from happening. And I know, follow the laws diligently to a T, but you shouldn't have to do that. People make mistakes. People screw up. And, this guy seemingly lived a productive life. His Facebook page says he, went to the University of Minnesota, graduated from high school, was working. There's nothing in it that I see in what they're saying is his past or was his life that appears to me to be indicative of someone who willingly broke the law, and who, especially someone who deserved to die because he didn't. So none of it makes sense to me. I think it's a horrible case. It's another example of a young life being taken too soon, and my hearts go out to the entire Castile family, especially the mother and the uncle who were on TV. And it's from somewhere I really wouldn't expect it to happen. I mean, Minnesota, I don't think it has a record of these types of events and taking place. It's usually in the South. I mean, you have those multiple Florida shootings, and it can happen anywhere. I acknowledge that, but it's just so geographically distant from the other murders that I just it struck a chord, and it wasn't a pleasant feeling having that chord struck. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.